We are back. Sorry for the interruption. I don't know what happened. We lost signal.
Hello guys, comment again please because we do live and we don't know what you said earlier.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
No, I just told them to comment again what they're asking because we lost connection.
Oh, I see. Hopefully the connection's good this time.
Yeah. Chicken again?
Oh.
Oh. Huh?
Sit. Sit.
Tagpila ni sa tao?
65 ya.
Can you give me the camera if you're not gonna hold it? So people can see. No. Sit down. Make a sit. Sit. Stay. So we're at the food vendor. More vendors down here. So you pick your own meat. Pick your own meat and they cook it for you. Nika, sit. Nika. Hey. Sit.
Where do you want to sit?
There in the shade.
Where are you guys at?
Where are we at? We're in Silai City. The camera's not pointed at me. You're pointing at the ground right now.
I didn't know. Let's go.
I'm gonna Coke too.
Yeah. When we get there na lang.
Hey, watch the camera. You're pointing the camera at the ground.
Ay, kabayo! So this is the Silay City Hall. We are going to eat here over there. in here. Wala again ba? Can I put in here? Huh?
So everybody's got their bikes there. Way.
Yeah. How about here? Too far?
Off across this. It'd be fun to hold the camera and the dog. These are the struggles we deal with.
May coca na.
Yeah, we're just out having lunch. Decided to get out today and do something different than sit at home and do a live stream.
I'll just make that.
Stay, puppy. Stay. Sit. Stay. It's really hard to manage a camera and move around and do stuff all at the same time.
I'll just get her water, huh?
Okay. So here, I'll switch the camera so you guys can look around. Come here. Sit down. Stay. Stay. It's quite a different view for somebody that hasn't been here before. So I couldn't get across this little ravine here because of the motorcycles. They're all blocking it. But we made it across. A dog, a wheelchair, a camera, and food. That's work, yes, absolutely. But we're struggling through it. And a bad internet connection and bad brakes on our vehicle. So we're doing really good today. This is reality TV. Not everything goes smooth. But we're getting through it. Hopefully our internet doesn't drop again. And we keep connection. Connection, it looks good, yes. There's Nika there. She's sitting here patiently, waiting for chicken. She's a pretty good girl. She's only 5 months old, so she's doing pretty good for 5 months old. Somebody asked a question about another video that I uploaded, a castration video. It was just a joke video. Just a joke video saying how simple life would be if guys weren't guys. We have beef with Mike Aswa. I just came from his stream. I have no idea who Mike Aswa is, Maxwa is, and I don't know. I don't have a beef with him because I don't know who he is. But thanks for joining. Trying to get you the best view here possible so you don't have to look at my ugly face. See other stuff.
Oo. Balong ko lang kayo mo.
Don't do it, Oliver. It's just a joke. So we're gonna have chicken inasal, cooked on coal, I guess it is. It's pretty good. Robert asked me if I'm permanently in a wheelchair. Yes, I am. I walk a little bit, but not very much. For the most part, I use the chair. I can take a few steps, but I get tired pretty quickly, pretty easily. So you just make do with what you got. Moving to Southeast Asia probably wasn't the best option for me. As far as accessibility goes and stuff, there's not really any accessibility here. It's a struggle to get around, but I'm a pretty tough guy and I'm used to having difficulty getting places and stuff like that. So, and my wife's amazing. She's very helpful. She knows how to help me get up curbs and over things like the little ravine here that we just jumped over and stuff like that. So it's not so bad. Losing all our viewers. I guess I'm not entertaining enough. I'm sorry. Was it an injury from body work? No. I was born like this, Robert. How it is. But I don't pay much focus on that. I just focus on life. And if I dwell on that, then I'm not gonna want to do anything. I would just be numb to the world. So instead, I decided that I'm going to just live my life and do the best I can with everything. That's it. Is there a lot of fish there? Yes. Mainly every meal for people here is fish. But not me. I don't even like fish, so I'm in the wrong spot. I do like seafood, which there's quite an abundance of that here, so that helps. But my main diet here is beef and chicken.
Is this yours?
Yeah. My main food that I eat here is beef and chicken, ground beef, and chicken. There's a lot of pork here too, but I'm not a big pork eater. I don't eat it very often. Yes, fish is healthy, but I can't stand the taste of it or the smell of it. And especially the way it's prepared here, it's not ideal. If I make it, then I might be able to eat it. I'd have to do it. I remember my dad cooking like lake trout and stuff like that. He'd fry it in a lot of butter with salt and pepper and garlic powder and stuff like that. If I did it that way, I might be able to eat it. Robert says, I've seen some of your car videos. Amazing you can do that work in your situation. Yes, Robert, well, I'm a car nut and I like doing that, and it's been a passion of mine my whole life. So I'll continue to do it. That's just what I like to do. I enjoy making something out of nothing and bringing stuff back to life. I don't know how much I'll be doing that here. What I want to do here is I want to get into building some crazy Mad Max Rat Rock style stuff. Stuff that's kind of off the wall, stuff that wouldn't be even allowed on the street in Canada is allowed on the street here. So I can be pretty creative here and make some cool stuff. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Right now we're concentrating on trying to get our house built. And once we get that, then I'll have a garage there. I'm building a garage that's not huge. It's going to be like 20 by 25. It's not much different than the garage I had in Canada. I worked in a pretty tiny garage there. I made that work, so I think I can do it here. Especially here, the vehicles tend to be smaller than what I'm used to working on. The Mopars that I worked on, they were all 17-foot long cars. Vehicles here tend to be smaller, so they might be a little more comfortable in the same size garage with the smaller vehicles working. And I have less tools and stuff now too, so it won't take up as much space.
Sit, good girl. Mama's gone.
So here's our money in Philippines, what it looks like. It doesn't have the queen on it, and that's a 200 peso bill, which is just odd because we don't have a $200 bill.
I'll just put this. We're going to buy rice. No, I'm going to pay this for her.
Okay, let's put it away. Small vehicles like that are not legal here in Canada, but there are some places in USA. The mini trucks, I think they're legal in Canada. I had a friend in Canada that had one. He had a Suzuki, I don't know what it's called,
Hey.
a Suzuki something or other, and it was just a small one like what we're driving. I think they're allowed it, but I think they have to be brought up to Canadian standards. Because they'd have to make it so that it has daytime running lights and stuff like that to meet the standard of North America. Robert says, you actually gave me great info on your videos on trading rust on a car. Yes, that's with phosphoric acid. I've been using that for years and years and years. There is commercial branded products out there, but the one that I use is just homemade. It's no different than the commercial products, other than it's a little bit stronger and it's more cost effective. I'm gonna switch the camera here so you You can look around. Oops, that didn't work. And the camera's focusing on the wrong thing. So.
Mika. Hungry lang, Mika. Come here, come here. Sit. Mika, come here, come here.
Oliver says because of 12-inch wheels, they're not legal. Chevettes had 12-inch wheels, and they were legal. Smart cars have 12-inch wheels. So there is cars with 12-inch wheels that are legal in North America. Robert, I did leave my email on the last stream. So if you want to contact me, I can answer any questions that you have about the Rust products. Okay, maybe Chevette's 14-inch, but the smart cars are 10-inch, and maybe even like the Mini Coopers and stuff like that. I don't know what it would matter anyway, because you could put bigger wheels on it with a lower profile tire, it would be the same thing. Oliver, I don't know as far as the wheels go, okay, but all I'm saying is I know somebody that had one and it was legal, so there has to be a way to make it legal. I just don't know what it is. Would I recommend buying one of these? Not really, but they're handy here. They're really good here because they're small, they fit into tight spots, and there's a lot of tight spots here. They're pretty efficient on gas, and parts are readily available for them here, so that's why I chose to buy the minivan. It's not my choice of vehicle. If you've seen any of my other videos of my other vehicles and stuff like that, you'd see that definitely I'm not into stuff like minivans, but this is I'm just kind of going with the flow here and doing what everybody else does because it works for them, so I'm doing the same thing. It's nice here in the shade, but it's pretty hot out in the sun. Sorry, I'm just trying to stabilize the camera here. I'm not a very good cameraman. Back to this view. Being a good girl. Yeah, I want food too. I'm hungry.
Do you want to eat rice?
I guess. I ate it every day for the last few months. I may as well eat it again.
Nika, sit down. Sit.
Yeah. I'm gonna point the camera at you for a while so they have some eye candy.
Huh?
I'm pointing the camera at you for a while so they have some eye candy.
No.
They're tired of looking at my ugly face.
No. Tinkerita.
Oh, our rice is here, our chicken's here. Here's our dinner.
No, this is breakfast.
Oh, it's our breakfast tray. Makan na ta. Let's eat.
Okay. Tapos ano lang siya tayo, tinidor hindi na sa magkwan.
Ah, may plastic yun.
Oo, plastic lang.
Tinidor ka to, Sarah?
Tinidor lang, tinidor. Tinidor. Patis na lang tayo, nilog ka. Kagamit daw. Oo. This is for Nika.
Wow, she's spoiled. She gets her own food. So what did this cost?
65 peso, then this one 15.
So 70 peso? 80 pesos, sorry. Yeah, so 80 pesos, so $2 Canadian. Nika, shush. It's $2 Canadian for this meal.
Kita, tinkerita.
You'd be hard pressed to find that in Canada for
I don't know where to
less
put
than
the
$10. Hey, hey, hey.
Nika.
Nika. There's a cat. Come here. Nika, hush. Leave the kitty alone. Leave it. There's a cat she wants to chase after. A really mangy looking cat.
Nika. See, look at kitty, look kitty.
Very ugly cat.
Hello, kitty.
So this is how Filipinos eat. They put a glove on their hand and they eat with their hands. But I'm not quite that fancy. I still eat with a fork.
Plastic bag. Dali lang gid, Nika.
And if you're wondering why every live stream we're eating, that's because that's all we do here. We eat.
Hello, kitty. Nika na yan?
That's the life of the Philippines. Eat, eat, eat.
No.
Here in Quebec, gas is $1.60 Canadian. Yeah, the gas here costs pretty close to the same as Canada. Not because of carbon taxes and stuff, but because it's imported, I'm assuming. It's hard to get it here. I imagine they're shipping it in. I'm not sure from where. But it costs 65 pesos a liter, which works out to about the same, about $1.60, $1.62, something like that. And yes, Robert, I know, $9 to $15 for food for this meal. Yeah, I know. It's getting insane.
Nika. Nika.
I remember it wasn't that long ago that I would go to McDonald's and get a Big Mac meal for $5. Well, here you can still do that. It's less than $5 here for Big Mac meal, I think. Oh no, it's about the same. And it tastes better here because they actually put some care into cooking it. See, we're getting more viewers now because they're watching you.
We're watching me prepare food for Nika.
Put a pretty girl on camera and everybody will watch.
You die.
Now that's a spoiled dog. She gets egg, rice, and what was the other thing? Chicken? Beef? What was that?
Pork liver.
Pork liver? Pork liver. Mmm. She likes it. As you can see by her collar, she's an official police dog. Put you back in the picture so the whole world can watch you eat. Isn't that great?
So I'll be feminine today.
Hmm?
I'll be feminine today.
Mm.
No more big bites for me.
Mm-mm. Show them how you really eat. Don't be shy. And what are you eating?
Chicken liver, then pork.
Chicken liver? Like from inside the chicken? Mm.
First. All gone. Nika. You need more? Huh? Yeah, just send to close it. Saan na yan?
The camera?
Coke. Coke.
Oh,
Coke!
oh, Coke. Coke. I thought you were going to take the camera and give a big speech.
Ito man. Makaroon ka pa? Yung more. You want more?
Comes for lunch with breakfast, right? The dog eats more than we do. We leave hungry and she's full. It's like after 11, isn't it? Can't
Yeah.
really call it breakfast.
For me,
We'll
it's
call it
better.
merienda.
No. Merienda.
Merienda. That's the excuse. If you want to eat at any time in this country, it's fine. Just don't call it breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You call it merienda. Fast.
puting. Steak kayo mo?
Here, I'm gonna eat mine.
Steak ka sa puting ka? Kato dyan na kato sa mga putante. Kato sa mga City Hall.
Entertain your audience.
Meow.
Hmm?
Pau.
Sing for them.
You go away.
Sing them a song.
Okay, picture lang. Picture lang. Picture lang kami mo. Sige, sige po yung pila ka po.
Oh, your faces.
Hmm?
Your face.
What am I supposed to do with it?
Pour it in your.
If I pour it on the chicken, it just runs off.
Oh,
That's my fork.
need more?
No, it's okay. Do the food street vendors there have to be licensed and health inspected? Yeah, right. um, you're lucky if you have meat that's hasn't been sitting outside in the sun for 3 days. So you have to be careful who you buy from. There's no health inspections here. It's eat at your own risk. I missed a couple comments here. What is she eating? My wife? She's eating chicken liver and pork. Being on Social Security, I almost never eat out. Here's an example with coupon: 2 Whoppers, 2 Whopper Juniors, and two small fries, $6.99 plus tax. McDonald's is much higher. I know it's the price of food in North America has gotten insane. It's getting unbearable. I realize that the price of everything has gone up so much. It's you know, it's hard to even survive for some people, for a lot of people. It's gotten really bad. The economy's gotten really bad. That was part of the reason why I decided to come here rather than bring my family there, because I thought, why bring them there just so that we can struggle when we can come here and live a much more prosperous life. Oliver says he has a handicap. He has no special income for it except some credit. I miss my left arm, but I'm a machinist. Well, I mean, good for you. I mean, I know that missing an arm doesn't really stop you from doing anything. I can do things better with one hand than most people can do with two. And I'm proud of that. But it takes a lot more effort and a lot more work to do it that way. And the fact that you have a job somewhere and you're not discriminated for it, you're doing really well, because a lot of people will discriminate you and frown upon you. People look at me all the time and they're like, you know, they ask me silly questions like how I feed myself. It's like, okay, well, I do a lot more than feed myself. I can drive, I can cook, I can do almost anything. I can't downhill ski. You know, there's a few things I can't do, but for the most part, I do just fine. And I don't understand people because they're so judgmental. They judge you by how you look, and that's it. And there's no changing their mind, really. People are so shocked that I drive, and it's really not that big of a deal. Still working on my chicken here. There's a fire truck. With his lights flashing, but he's not in an emergency.
Fire truck.
All the emergency vehicles here have their lights flashing at all times. And you really don't know when there's an emergency because the lights are always going.
Diba? Oh, ano lang ga?
It's okay, Oliver. If you have stupid questions, I have stupid answers sometimes, so
Ari
all
ko
good.
sa sila nga Nga
I'm very new to this whole streaming thing. So hopefully the streams will get better as I go.
Intro. Ayan.
It takes a lot for me to be on camera. I'm not one to be a public face. I don't even like pictures of myself. So for me to be on live broadcast is a big step. And if you watch some of my earlier YouTube videos when I'm doing work, you wouldn't actually see me in the video. You just see the work that I'm doing. I really didn't want to be on camera, but I realized that in order for people to really grasp how my life is and to really immerse themselves, then they're going to have to see what I look like and what I deal with. And hopefully that inspires people and gives people motivation to get out there and do stuff. Robert, not only are they discriminating you because they're worried about you getting hurt on the job or something like that, they're discriminating you because they're thinking that because you're different, you're not going to possibly be able to produce the same as somebody that is able-bodied, which is not the case, but that's how people think. People are just very judgmental, and that's just how it is. You're not going to change the world. You can't change the world. All you can do is accept it, and accept that people are ignorant and they don't know any better. You have to accept stupid people in the world. Is really what it comes down to. You know, I went to work for somebody else, and it was somebody that already knew me because I had a business that was competing with his business, but then I shut my business down. It just wasn't producing what I needed it to produce. And I went to his shop one day to buy a part that I needed. I used to be a computer technician. I went to his shop to buy a power supply, and I seen that he had shelves and shelves of customers' computers that weren't getting done. And I said to him, like, what's going on here? Like, you have so many customers' computers, and like, why do you have so many? He says, well, I got 5 guys working here, and they don't really produce. And I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I can come in for the next couple of weeks and help you and get you caught up. And he said, that'd be great. So we set up a workstation, and I came in for 2 weeks. And after the 2 weeks, I said, okay, well, you know, now we're caught up, and you're good to go. And he says, how much more money do you want to stay here? And I said, "You got 5 employees already. I'm sure they can handle it." And he said, "No." He says, you're putting out like 70% more than the 5 of them put together. So I want you to stay. So he said, "Name your price." So I named a price, and I ended up working there for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, until he sold the business, and the other owner, I didn't like him, so I ended up leaving. But part of the agreement was for me to start working for him was he had to get rid of the other 5 guys because they weren't doing anything. They were absolutely useless. So I made him get rid of everybody, and I was the sole technician there other than him, and he was mainly doing the road service. So it doesn't mean just because you're disabled doesn't mean that you can't do the job. In a lot of cases, you can do the job better. I'd like to think that I have a good head on my shoulders, so I'm a good thinker. So anything that involves thinking, I'm fast at. If it was a labor job, yeah, I wouldn't be so good at it. Car fabrication, customizing, I can be fast at some jobs. I'm slow at others. I mean, there's guys out there that can do much quicker work than me, but not necessarily better quality. It might not meet up to the same quality as what I do. I really do take my time doing cars. I try not to make mistakes, and I try to do things as perfect as possible. Like replacing panels, like say like a quarter panel, for instance. That's like a 3-day job to do 1 quarter panel, because to get it all lined up and perfect, where I'm completely satisfied with it and I don't have to put any mud in anything, it takes a lot of time to adjust it to get it there. And I'm sure there's guys out there that can do that faster than me, but they might not do it as precise as me. So I'm fine with doing it my way. And yes, I do need help sometimes. With an 8-foot quarter panel, I definitely need an extra hand, but I think anybody does. I don't think anyone puts a quarter panel that size on by themselves anyway. So. Robert, there's always going to be people jealous of you no matter what. And that's just life. And people just need to accept each other, and that's it. They're jealous of you being on a limited income. Well, that's pretty stupid of them, because they could go out and apply themselves and get a job where they'd be living a much better life than you are if they were willing to work for it. The problem is most people are lazy and they don't actually want to work. Me personally, I'm happy to work. I like work. Right now I'm going kind of crazy because I don't have work and I don't have much to do. And I'm having troubles creating work because I lack a lot of the tools that I used to have. So it's hard to get into anything without the right tools and materials. Materials are really hard to come by here. As far as sheet metal and stuff goes, it's very limited as to what supplies I have available. I can get like square tubing as an example. I can get like 1x1, 1x2, all the way up to 2x4. But it's really, really thin wall. And so you couldn't use it for any serious structural stuff. You could make gates and fences out of it, but you can't really make anything structural. So that's one of the limitations. Another one is finding gas for my welder. I bought a MIG welder here, but I can't find the gas mixture, the argon mixture. Sorry, the auto weld, which is 75% argon, 25% CO2. I can't find it anywhere. The only way it's going to work is if I buy 2 separate tanks, one of argon, one of CO2, and then mix it with the regulator to get the mixture that I need. But these tanks are huge here. They're 5 feet tall. They're the big tanks. So I'd have to buy 2 of those huge tanks and then use a regulator on it and 2 flow meters and then key that down into the welder. It's just so much to try to get that to happen. So the other option is I could stick weld, which I've never done in my life, but I could learn that, I'm sure, pretty quickly. And that might be where I'm going with this because it just seems to be way too difficult to get the MIG welder working. So I might have to go to stick welding. But I do want to start fabricating something soon. I'm going kind of stir crazy. I have an itch to build something, to do something. I just don't know what it is yet. I'll know it when I find it. I'm always looking. And if something comes up, if I find a project that I like, then I'll grab it and get to work on it. So hopefully I can do that in my future videos and be a lot more entertaining for people. And also get back to my roots, back to the car stuff and the creativity side of my life, because right now I'm not that creative. I'm just kind of on vacation, which is fun, it's nice, but I'm ready to go off vacation now. Robert asked me if I could buy and sell cars here. That's a scary thing. The mindset I have here in this country, because everybody is so poor, is if I buy something, I better want to own it for life, because I don't feel like I'm going to be able to sell anything and even get my money back, let alone make money. And on the other hand, negotiating here is absolutely ridiculous. There's no negotiating with anybody. They say a price and they're stuck on that price, and that's just how it is. Even when you point out that, like I looked at a couple of vehicles. One had a lot of problems. The brakes were down metal on metal and a bunch of things, and he wanted premium money for this vehicle, assuming that the vehicle was in perfect running order. The aircon wasn't working. There was a couple other things, like the AC. And so when I said, hey, according to the market, you're on par if the vehicle's working perfectly, but you've got a lot of issues here that need to be fixed. So what's the best you can do on it? And he basically, sorry, he basically stuck to his guns and said, no, this is the price I want, and that's it. And I found that with a lot of people here is nobody negotiates. So there's no way to get a better deal on something. So how do you get a better deal so that you can turn around and sell it and make money on it? Then comes down to the legality of ownerships and all of that stuff. I don't know how any of that works here. In Canada, I know how to go about that. Here, I have no idea. And it's tricky to do ownerships here. We registered the vehicle that I have now, and it took like 3 weeks for us to even get the ownership for it. We had to send away for it. So it's a complicated situation. I don't think that's really the idea of something to do here to make money. I think buying and selling anything here, with the exception of food or bare necessities, I don't think is a good idea. Now, if you want to get in the food business here, then you're going to make some money, but you're not going to make a lot of money off each customer. You're going to make money off volume. Even these street vendors here, these guys here, let me switch the camera. These guys here, they're working out here probably 12 to 14 hours, and they're probably making just enough profit to pay their bills and stuff like that. I'm sure they're not floating in money at the end of the day. They're just struggling like everybody else.
Are you done with that? Sit. Hey, sit.
Right.
This is looking.
Put under that. And it won't go away. Oh, Nika's gonna have some chicken. She's a spoiled girl. Spoiled little girl. This is the best treated dog in this whole country right here. Most of the dogs in this country are just wandering wild dogs. And they don't have anyone to care for them. They don't have anyone to hand feed them chicken. They don't get to sleep in a nice comfy bed at night
Air conditioned room.
in an air conditioned room and harass her owners while they're sleeping. She likes to wake us up regularly because she gets bored. So she comes and jumps on us and wakes us up in the middle of the night. So she's a happy girl. And she should be happy. She gets treated pretty well. Spoiled little thing. I like how she's waiting patiently for you to pick the chicken off for her. She's not trying to grab it. It's a good girl.
No more. No more na?
It's funny, German Shepherds are the same no matter where they come from, what part of the world you're in. They all act the same way.
Drink some water. No more na, no more na.
You can sit. Sit. Good girl, stay. Look pretty for the camera. Pretty for the camera. There you go.
You don't have to. You're not home. Your puppy's me. Ah, not me. Not me.
Yeah. They want to see you.
There are only of them here.
Captivate your audience with your stunning beauty.
I'll drink the water.
All right, well, we've had lunch. Is there much car vehicle theft or personal theft there? Not like North America. There is some of that stuff. I don't think car theft, but there's a lot of, well, not a lot of, there's occasionally people breaking and entering into houses, but I don't think it's as common as it is in North America for sure. And there's a lot less violent crimes here. There's a lot less drugs here. There's a lot less of everything here. I feel safer here than I do in Canada, that's for sure. I feel like there's less chance of somebody doing something to you here. And even though I'm a tourist, so to speak, I'm a foreigner, and I don't belong here, people tend to not bother with me. They don't. I thought that I was going to have to worry about people harassing me and trying to, like I've been to other countries where people will approach you constantly when you're a tourist and try to sell you things and try to make friends with you because they think you're rich and everything else. But here, as you see, there's people all around me and nobody's even looking in our direction. They're just minding their own business and doing their own thing. and so it's a good thing actually. If anything, people are trying to be helpful. They try to help me all the time. Even if they see me sitting somewhere, then they ask me if I need to go somewhere, or I need help to get somewhere, or whatever. So they're very helpful that way. Then they ask me if I'm lost, if I know my name, if I know my way home. Where's your wife? Questions like that. Because they figure if I'm alone, I must have got lost.
Do you want to take a walk?
So they just want to get me back to my home where I belong.
I'll just walk ni Karang. Is that okay?
Well, we're gonna go soon anyway.
Oh.
Do they have wasabi everywhere? I like wasabi. This isn't Japan, so I've never seen wasabi here.
There are some in...
I'm sure you can buy it, but
We have a lot of horseradish at home.
horseradish, yeah.
Huh? We have horseradish plants.
And then you can make wasabi.
Yeah.
Oliver says I'm an anti-drug person. Well, so am I. And you have to be to live here because, according to the Philippine government website, drugs here are punishable by death. And it literally says that on their website. So you really don't want to get involved in anything like that in this country. I remember I met a guy from Vancouver in Manila. And he says, I wish I could get some weed. And I said, don't even say that word out loud here. Like, seriously, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Because if the wrong person hears it, you will have an undercover cop come and sell you the weed and then arrest you for buying the weed. They'll entrap you, and everything's pretty corrupt here in that sense. So you don't want to get involved in that. The only thing that's going to work for him is if they did do that, there's a good chance that he could just pay money and get set free. Because you can bribe anyone you want here for anything that you need. For instance, I heard of somebody that got pulled over for DUI, and it cost them 3,000 pesos, and they were left alone to drive home, which was $75. So it was a pretty good price to pay. If you need anything on here, you can throw money at it and get it done. But I wouldn't take the chance of it. Robert, if you go back to last week's stream, I did post the email in the description. So if you go to last week's stream, then you'll find my email there, and you can email me on that, okay? I would tell you over the air here, but it's just complicated. It's easier for you to just cut and paste it. It's not an easy email. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to cut the stream now. We're not doing anything really exciting here anyway. I'm talked out, and I guess we'll see you next week. Okay, so thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll start doing some more entertaining stuff for you in the future. Have a good night.